Hey, I want to give you a key to living in the fullness of God today. It's found in Matthew 5, verse 6, where it says, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for you shall be filled." So I want to give you a key to accessing the fullness of God. And that is found right there in Matthew 5, verse 6. Jesus tells us that we have to hunger and thirst for righteousness. We have to hunger and thirst. You see, the gospel made this dwelling place of righteousness available to us. And the key that unlocks that door of the residence of righteousness is faith. And you see, faith unlocks the door to live in that place of righteousness, but faith keeps the door unlocked, meaning that I have to daily pursue, daily hunger and thirst for righteousness. In my daily hunger and thirst for righteousness, there's a promise called filled. There's a promise called being satisfied. There's a promise called living in the fullness of God, and it comes through my daily hunger, my daily thirst. It comes through filling my plate on a daily basis, filling my cup on a daily basis, and hungering and thirsting for that reality of the gospel to be made manifest in my life, that Jesus, He died, He rose again. It was His death, it was His resurrection that made way for the penalty of my sin to be forgiven, the record to be cleared, and it made way. It was the gospel. So if I live in that place of righteousness, if I live in the fruit of the gospel, which is righteousness, I will live filled. I will live in the fullness of God if I constantly, we hunger and thirst for so many things in the world. We're constantly hungering, thirsting for something new. But if we really park the car, if we stopped right there at righteousness and we hunger and we thirst for righteousness, that every single time it will leave us filled. Because we can hunger and thirst for, the approval of man, or a large bank account, or whatever it may be. We're constantly putting our bucket down so many different wells, hoping and praying that we'll receive the peace of God and the righteousness of Christ. But it all comes short. It all will come short every single time. But when we hunger and thirst for righteousness, we will be filled. Yeah, blessed. Even. What does the word blessed mean? Well, there's so many different definitions over the history of the word, but I would say that the word blessed means to live above the cares, the worries, the anxieties of the world. Yeah, and it's interesting because you actually have to go low to live high. You have to humble yourself for God to exalt you, and for you to live in that place of blessing and light. Yeah, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. For you shall be filled. It's a promise. So I just pray today that your appetite and your hunger for righteousness will grow. I pray today that you'll thirst for righteousness, and that in that you will actually experience the fullness of God. And it's from that place of righteousness. It's from that place that your debt has been paid, you're forgiven, your record has been cleared, and that you can live in the light and the love and the life of the Lord today. It's the righteousness of Christ. I pray that blesses you, my friend. I'll see you next time. Until then, bye.